Hello everybody, welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Show and this is Dearly Departed Game Week 4 Preview Show. Who are the Dearly Departed? Well, as a Championship YouTuber, I lose 3 teams every season, and after the pain of losing Sheffield United, Villa and Norwich in 18-19, I decided I was just not going to take it anymore, in the words of Twisted Sister. And we started off this show. So we have 5 teams who we cover here. Villa and Sheffield United. Sadly, Norwich didn't survive. We got them back on the other show there, haven't we? And last season's promoted teams. Leeds, West Brom and Fulham. So we're going to have a look at their games coming up in game week number 4. First of all, we need to say thank you to J. Coyle, who is our fan sponsor for Dearly Departed right through the season. Thank you so much, Jay. Dearly Departed, also known as Ben Couldn't Bear to Lose Us, marching on together. You may deduce from the subtle clues Jay has given us that he is one of our many Leeds fans on the channel. Thank you to Jay and thank you to all of you Leeds fans for keeping watching this year. We had a load of fun last season. Long may it continue. And if you're a Leeds fan, long may it continue in terms of that table, because after our last game week, we have Leeds United in 4th. 2 wins from 3 games and 2 points per game, 6 points already. However, look even higher. There's Aston Villa, who are our top dearly departed team there. 2 games, 2 wins, no goals conceded. Although both of their games so far have been dearly departed derbies against Sheffield United and against Fulham. We've done watch-alongs on both. Thoroughly enjoyed it. However, what I don't enjoy is looking down at the bottom of that table and seeing the remaining 3 of the dearly departed in the bottom 4. Only Burnley stopping us from having an all dearly departed relegation zone. I don't like it. West Brom there in 17th. They have a point, although they may have had 3. They were 3-0 up at half-time against Chelsea last week. They've also conceded 11 goals already in 3 games. Come on, Baggies, tighten your defence up. Sheffield United haven't scored a goal yet. They've only conceded 4, which is less than most of the teams at the top half, isn't it? Or equal to. They're down in 19th. And Fulham, who got just eviscerated on TV, firstly on the pitch and then by the pundits and then on Twitter. We'll talk more about that in a minute. What are the dearly departed up to this weekend? Let's scan down. And a nice easy one for Leeds there. Manchester City at home. Well, they've already played Liverpool. Scored 3 times, but still lost, didn't they? Lost 4-3 on the opening day at Liverpool. So, in theory, Liverpool are better than Man City. And they did compete with Liverpool in game number 1. Then we look down another 2 games and we see Southampton versus West Brom. That's at midday on Sunday. Maybe a chance for the Baggies to get the first win. We will see. Wolves play Fulham a couple of hours later. Fulham going away. I'm just worried now. Arsenal play Sheffield United at exactly the same time. There the Blades go down to the Emirates. And then we have to wait until Monday night again for the last of the dearly departed. No, we don't. That's Sunday night, isn't it? 7:15, it is Aston Villa versus Liverpool. Nice, easy one for Villa there. Leeds have already had a go. Let's see how Villa fare. Talking of Leeds, let's do Leeds first because they play first. And they play Manchester City. So it is the master and the apprentice, whatever cliches you want to use. Type them in the comments, add them up here. It's Bielsa versus Guardiola. The game that's oft quoted is, I can't remember when it is, probably about 8-9 years or so ago. Could be wrong. Whenever Bielsa was manager of Athletic Bilbao, and there's a 2-2 draw, and that's where they came together on the touchline and had quite the game, let's just say. Guardiola is, as ever, a Bielsa disciple, like many of the top managers indeed. Did he play for him? Guardiola, did he play for Barcelona most of his career? Sampdoria? I don't know. But he's certainly a disciple. I'm sure we've all seen the Bielsa programme where Guardiola sings his praises, says you know more about Barcelona than I do, and I'm the manager. Anyway, Leeds had a great win, didn't they? And from my point of view here, trying to analyse Leeds, it was quite a helpful win for me because we saw a mad 4-3 defeat, then we saw a mad 4-3 victory, and if you've watched me for a while, you know me, I like to see some solid evidence to make some solid conclusions. If I don't have that, essentially I'm guessing. And okay, maybe I and some of the people in the comments are good educated guesses. We've watched a lot of football, but I prefer to analyse a tighter game, a not mad 4-3 that Leeds came out on top of and played well in, and lots of stuff that was nice and sustainable for Leeds going forward. I would say lots more flags waved in that Sheffield United game to say that Leeds are going to have a nice, good season than in either of the previous games with the mad 4-3 defeat at Liverpool and then the 4-3 win over Fulham. So good stuff. This is the probable lineups there, possible lineups, it says on SofaScore. Well, Meslier, Dallas, Cooper, Koch, Ayling. The only potential change is Diego Llorente. Do we see him trained over 4 to 6 weeks and gradually brought through? I don't know. We'll find out. It's a winning team though, and it's the first clean sheet of the season. Calvin Phillips, water is wet, he will play. Klitsch, Costa, Alioski, they're predicting there. Do they know something I don't about Jack Harrison? I don't know whether Jack Harrison is hurt. Maybe they've got some information there. Let me know in the comments. Also, they've got Rodrigo in there. So it would have been Tyler Roberts in the last game, wouldn't it? Pablo Hernandez, I believe, is still not fit. So maybe some argument the first choice midfield last season, before Rodrigo was signed, would have had Hernandez in for sure and Harrison in for sure with Klitsch and Costa there. So Rodrigo now starting to push the needle a little bit. Really good for the goal, wasn't it? Receive, turn, spin, plays Harrison in, starting to work his way in. Remember, for someone like Harrison, it was months and months and months before we were saying, right, he's now contributing to the level that Bielsa wants him to do. So get your thoughts in on how that midfield might shape up. Up top, goal machine Pat Bamford there, proving all the naysayers wrong. He scored in every Premier League game so far. Great header across to the far post. And I suppose even more importantly for Bamford, he's not missed any big chances either, has he? He's looking pretty lethal. And that was always the criticism with Bamford. He's good in the air, pretty skillful, can play around the corner, follows the instructions, triggers the press, is in the right place most of the time. But the argument was, why is he not getting 25 goals in this Leeds team? And that's not to say that every striker should get 25 goals or Pat Bamford should get 25 goals. That is to say that there was a feeling, probably quite rightfully now, that there were 25 goals worth of chances created for a Leeds striker in the past 2 seasons under Bielsa. They're still creating the chances, which is good. However, have a look at some of those Man City players. So again, this is the possible lineup. Ruben Dias has been signed. So whether he's ready or not, I don't know. Very weak in defence, though, Manchester City against Leicester. Although Leicester do have Jamie Vardy, Harvey Barnes playing very well, James Maddison off the bench. So some very good attacking players for Leicester. Maybe, I think, even the Leeds fans would admit, particularly someone like Jamie Vardy, as the sort of player Leeds would, or level of player Leeds would aspire to start to have over the next few years. A top Premier League player Vardy has been for ages now. Speaking of which, there's Fernandinho, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne and Riyad Mahrez. So, look, this could go any number of ways, couldn't it? We could get a situation where it's incredibly open and it's fantastic and both sides are passing and both sides are pressing and both managers are trying to impress each other. And it could be 5-3 or, a really close win with loads of goals. It could also be very open And we know, and don't get thin-skinned about this, Leeds fans, we know Manchester City can destroy anybody, can't they? Other than maybe Liverpool. So Leeds could play well and lose 3-0. That's what you're dealing with against Kevin De Bruyne and Raheem Sterling and the like. But there is still the chance, and this is the beauty of Bielsa, isn't it? That pattern of play can score goals against any team in the world. And we know that, don't we? So you never know. Man City have an off day, or even just some off moments in the games, because Leeds will make chances. Leeds have made chances against everybody. It's just whether they take them. So you never know. It's going to be tough though, isn't it? And we would... The simple, straightforward thinking would be that Manchester City will win this game. But I've outlined some other outcomes that are entirely possible. Remember, we said this after the Liverpool game, and we say this about a lot of teams, especially with the way the Premier League is now. These two at the top as well, Leeds and Manchester City, just assume most teams will take 1 point or less from those games and do well against the other teams, i.e. 6 points so far against Fulham and Sheffield United. And you're looking good, aren't you? So let me know what you think, Leeds fans, in the comments on the team, how you see this one going. This is the possible lineups for Southampton versus West Brom. West Brom have been very solid in selection so far. They have not been very solid at the back. Had some fun debates, or some quite pedantic debates with some people, about the notion that a 3-3 draw where you're 3-0 up at half-time, whether or not that's automatically throwing away the points. And we had all types of arguments. Oh, it definitely is, Ben. I still say, and you're entitled to disagree, looking at the numbers, that the game was a draw. Chelsea created tons and tons of chances. West Brom could have lost that game. And of course, no points are awarded at half-time. However, I do buy the argument that the game state changes massively and Chelsea have nothing to lose and can go all-out attack, and West Brom have everything to lose, and the context is king. What I'm saying is it's not all doom and gloom for West Brom. They scored 3 goals. Callum Robinson got 2, didn't he? So he's up and at them. Dejan Garner and Pereira are your key guys there. They're contributing, and they have done. They just got to stop shipping goals. 3 against Leicester, 5 against Everton, and 3 against Chelsea. They're going to be some of the top teams and the top scorers. So hopefully, from a dearly departed point of view and a Baggies point of view, it will be 2 or less in this game. Because they scored 2 against Everton. I went very high then, didn't I? They scored 2. And they scored 3 against Chelsea. So that's what we want to see from West Brom. A little bit tighter and still taking the chances up top. Lots of people worried about Danny Ings and putting them in the fantasy team there. Jay Adams is familiar to us Championship watchers as well. Is this the best chance of West Brom to open their winning account and get a W of the season? I think it might be so far. So let me know what you think in the comments, and good luck to the Baggies down on the South Coast against the Saints. Oh, Fulham. Fulham have had a terrible week, haven't they? Other than signing Ademola Lookman, that was some nice news for them. The real narrative that came out of Monday and getting hammered at home by Villa and just defending so badly, and Adoy getting called out on the TV and Hector getting substituted. It wasn't good, was it? And that narrative was that Fulham can't defend and they're going to go down. It's difficult to argue against at the moment, but here's me 5 minutes ago in the broadcast talking about evidence and things of that nature. Well, all the evidence so far is that Jamie Carragher, who knows a lot more about football than I do and probably most of us watching, says he's absolutely certain that they're going to go down. I suppose his caveat is if they continue like that. Yes, of course. So this is what SofaScore have got up as their likely starting 11. Although we did the watch along last night and Lookman looked very tidy and changed the game for them when he did come on. Neeskens Cabano also played well. Mitrovic played the last probably 25-30 minutes. So, Areola in goal. I suppose Parker sticks with him, although I've still said Ruddock is hard done to lose that shirt. Not sure Adoy plays right back, although the reserve right back, Iain, Yeah, I think I'd rather have Adoy despite his not great performance in the last game. Reeve, they expect him to come back. There's some sense in that, isn't there? Joe Bryan, he wasn't the worst thing there. They've got Anthony Robinson close by. And Guisa and Kearney, yeah, there's Harrison Reed there as well, isn't there? Onuma, he was really good in the lead up to the end of last season in Fulham's promotion, wasn't he? I endorsed the selection of Cabano, Mitrovic, obviously, Cavaliero and or Knockout, we'll find out. Just keep an eye out for Lookman, because if anyone came out of the game against Brentford, which they lost 3-0 with any credit, it was probably Lookman and Cabano. So let's just hope Fulham can just not have the crazy individual errors. Let's hope the sporting director stops engaging with fans and talking about contracted players and burying his centre-backs online. Oh dear. Dear oh me. And yeah, look how hard the task is. Rui Patricio, Saiz, Cody and Bolly expected. Neves and Moutinho, Vinagres and Mado, Traore, Jimenez and Neto. Wow. It's going to be hard for Fulham to keep a clean sheet. And you feel they can probably win a game 2-1. But at best, lots of people are going to see them conceding goals in this. And remember, Nuno is a very good defensive manager as well. So it's not just going to be easy for Mitrovic to rattle a goal in there. Hard task for Fulham. Let's just keep an eye on the goals against. And same with West Brom. Let's see that number come down and work backwards from there, maybe. Arsenal versus Sheffield United. Well, I've been an apologist for the Blades so far this season. In the first game against Wolves, they were done by the first 7 minutes. And then, yes, I understand the context of the game changes vastly, doesn't it? But they did all right, and they probably could have got back into the game. Wolves kept them out. In the second game, obviously, the red card was a mitigating factor. Egan sent off after about 10 minutes. So maybe you can give them a slight pass on that. They still created the biggest chance of the game, which was a penalty. Much easier chance to score than Konza ultimately scored from for Villa. In the last game, great game between Leeds and Sheffield United. Really, really good stuff. Could have gone either way, couldn't it? Everyone's put out that well-worn cliche. Leeds got the win. Sheffield United didn't. They didn't play badly. So I think it's got progressively better. But they've lost all the games and they haven't scored a goal. So that would be the obvious comeback to that suggestion. Be interesting to see what Wilder does. Egan back after his suspension. O'Connell's going to be out a long, long while, we think. Stevens and Bulldog, yeah, no sign of any change there. I'm interested in central midfield. They're saying Lundstrom, Berger, Osborne. That counts out Fleck and that counts out Norwood. I wonder whether you go back to, the people that got you here. McGoldrick and Burke, we'll see. They're sharp. There's McBurney. There could be Rhian Brewster. My phone hasn't popped up and told me that deal's happened. But some sense it may be happening. So we shall see. Obviously, Arsenal, huge club, star-studded there. Leno, Tierney, Gabriel, Holding, predicted. Maitland-Niles, Xhaka, Ceballos, Bellerin, Willian, Lacazette, Aubameyang. So much quality in that front three if they line up like that. So, Blades, they just need to get on the score sheet, don't they? I'm sure a 0-0 wouldn't make Chris Wilder totally unhappy, but they were so disruptive last season, Sheffield United, although this doesn't look like a good matchup for them, does it? Let's see what happens, but maybe they're due some luck. I don't know. As I always say, when I feel like the performances and the results aren't matching up, it goes one of two ways. If you're a Sheffield United fan, you want if I'm right, that the performances have been okay and maybe they've deserved to at least have a point, maybe the points start coming. If not, it's worrying because the results get dragged down. The performances get dragged down towards where the results actually are. And it's a long, hard season, and Sheffield United fans don't want to hear about the difficult second season, but it starts to become so, doesn't it? Good luck to the Blades. Sorry, I'm allowed to be biased on these, aren't I? We're dearly departed. We're only doing 5 teams. So, yes, good luck to the Blades. Good luck to Aston Villa playing against just a freakishly good Liverpool team. You wonder how long these cycles continue, don't you? 3 years? You can't see Liverpool being as amazing for more than 3 years. Normally, great teams, a player goes out, they have to change something, don't they? So let's see. Villa, 2 wins from 2. However, there are the mitigating factors in both. Well done, Villa, by the way. Amazing stuff. 6 points on the board. Take the points. But the red card, which we spoke about, helped them. They went and did the job. Great. And then Fulham's defence helped them. But, nice professional performance. A team that weren't ready to face Aston Villa. And on the night, Villa, nice 2-0 up after 15 minutes. 3-0 up after 47, I think. Up and away we go. This will be far more difficult, won't it? And Liverpool are a great team, and perhaps they can go on and be one of the all-time great teams if Klopp stays a while and they keep managing to develop it. They're showing no signs of slipping up, are they? Anyway, let's talk about Villa. We don't expect much change there, but we've had the wonderful surprise signing of Ross Barkley. Where they fit him in, I don't know. Let me go through the team. Martinez, fine. Cash, Konza, Mings, Target, solid, stable. Mings and Konza are both the darlings of the fantasy teams with 2 clean sheets and an assist and a goal between them as well. Douglas Luiz, yep, fine. John McGinn, excellent. You just wonder whether Barkley might take Conor Hourihan's place. Who knows? Or will they put him front right? Will they even play him in this game? Probably be on the bench, won't he, given they've won 2. Who knows? Let me know what you think in the comments. Ollie Watkins needs a goal. He's only played 2 games, but could do with 1 going in for him. So Trezeguet, in my view, let me know if you think I'm wrong, has been fairly quiet in the 2 games. I've watched both. There's watch-alongs for both. Whereas someone like Grealish, when you're in a game, he's going to have an impact, isn't he? He's just that type of player. So I don't see much change. Maybe Ross Barkley comes in. Let me know what you think in the comments and just look at what you're up against. I only really need to say Salah, Firmino, Mane, and yikes. Fabinho, Keita, Wijnaldum, Trent Alexander-Arnold. I don't see any Andy Robertson there. It says James Milner. I don't know if there's an injury there. Van Dijk, Gomez, Alisson. It's just a brilliant team, isn't it? So, honestly, if you're a Villa fan, if you lose 2-0 and Liverpool play well, you go, well, okay, we'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when. If you lose the game and it's tight, you say, oh, well, we gave Liverpool a good game. They're awesome and they're champions. And if you get a point, happy days. And any chance of a Villa win? Well, let me know if you think in the comments. But they're so good, Liverpool, aren't they? Hey, Leeds ran them close, didn't they? But some argument, I think, that Leeds in that game Leeds finishing was incredible in that game. How many big chances they created? Not many, but some idea that Leeds probably in 90 minutes would create more chances than this Villa team against Liverpool. I don't know. Let me know what you think. So difficult to call. That is our 5 for this weekend. Have a look there at the tables. Maybe Villa and Leeds, given that they're playing Liverpool and Man City, who historically over the past few years have been way better than everybody else, maybe dropping down a place or 2. Our worries down the bottom there. West Brom are playing Southampton, look, 17th versus 15th. Sheffield United and Fulham have got Arsenal and Wolves, so they may be staying where they are. It could be a low points total for our 5 teams this week. No dearly departed derbies, which guarantees us points. We had 7 points last week, didn't we? With Villa winning, Baggies drawing, and Leeds winning as well. Let me know how many points you think our dearly departed are going to be scoring this week. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Sorry, this is going to be a bit later this week. Bit hectic on the schedule, let's just say. Had to do Brentford-Fulham Thursday night when we'd normally do the preview. So the Championship preview's been moved to Friday night, which is where we are right now. Then I'm doing a watch-along tonight. So this will go out on Saturday morning, or maybe I'll put it out late tonight. Let me have a think about it and see what's transpiring this evening after the watch-along. But thank you for joining. Please get your comments in. Let's, as I always say, try and make this a place for sensible debate, and maybe we can leave the emotional screaming and shouting that we sometimes, my team's better than your team, see on YouTube. I think we're getting there on this channel. We've got a real smart bunch of subscribers here, and I appreciate you for buying into what I'm doing, which is to try and talk balanced, sensible, look at the numbers, and give reasons when we say something. Because, frankly, if your reason for disagreeing with me about anything in football is that that's your favourite team I'm talking about, I don't really want to spend my time on that debate. Because all that debate is, oh, my favourite team, your favourite team. Oh, well, what about my favourite teams? It's all a bit playground, isn't it? So we know what we're doing here, don't we? Join our Fantasy League T5QBR0. Listen to all these shows available on podcast as well. Help me out. We've got 12 coming up, hopefully 12,500 subscribers soon. That's amazing, but not enough for me to make a living. So we've got some other revenue streams. Amazon.co.uk/shop/the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. And you can be a sponsor, like Jay has, a fan sponsor or a business sponsor. One more shout out. Jay Coyle, dearly departed, also known as Ben Couldn't Bear to Lose Us, marching on together. Thank you, Jay, for sponsoring the Dearly Departed series all season. Speaking of the Dearly Departed series, we will be back for sure. Let's add this up, I say for sure, on Monday this week. We don't have to wait until Tuesday. Oh, no. Yes. No, we are doing Monday, aren't we? Yeah, Villa Liverpool's Sunday night. So, Dearly Departed review will be up on Monday morning. Check it out. Get involved in the comments. Get the debate going. Bring me your knowledge. Bring me your passion. Don't bring me your emotion and your pedantry, hey? Let's get nice constructive comments where the knowledge can build up and we can all learn rather than all sink in the quicksand that YouTube often becomes. Right, enough of my ranting about that. Thank you very much for watching. I'm trying to say less. How did I do? If the inflection was a bit different, it's my New Year's October resolution. Thank you everybody for watching. See you soon. Over and out.